Hello, this is the third video of this introductory video series where I try to introduce and present my academy and the ideas behind it. This will be the last one, and in particular, I would like to describe what the academy will deal with and what topics and activities I will try to bring. As I've said previously, I would like to build a space where to explore science, knowledge, and communication in an open and discussed and dialogical way. My starting idea is quite simple, and it's basically that science is just not something distant or closed or only reserved for a few people. Science can be living. Science can also be a collective process. One of my goals here is to make scientific stories that invite curiosity, criticism, humor, participation in general, and not just detached judgments delivered from above. An important point to this regard is that communication is not just an accessory of science. Communication in this place wants to be one of science's core responsibilities. Talking about communication and science, if science cannot be questioned, discussed, and shared, then something essential is missing. About themes I will deal with in the academy, for sure biology will play a central topic in the academy. But this space wants also to go beyond the disciplinary boundaries. I am generally interested in how knowledge can be produced and transmitted and transformed in environments like the lab or the classroom or social media or a blog or artificial intelligence, and also through the public debate. As I mentioned previously, this is not supposed to be a simple traditional blog or a simple YouTube channel or a space where I just upload short videos on Instagram. I would like this to be more like a forum, dynamic, interactive, where people are not just listeners, but people are also encouraged to discuss, to question, to argue, to agree, disagree, but also to shape the directions of the academy. In fact, the topics I will deal with will not just come from my own interests. The topics can grow from the shared curiosity of mine and of the audience. The goal is quite simple: to learn something new without that heaviness that you can have, for example, when reading a scientific paper. So it's a space without pressure, without a rigid academic performance, just an experience that is relaxed, engaging, and genuinely enjoyable. As a side story, I would like to introduce here to the Academy, as well as science, the language literature exchanges that I have been hosting for already quite a while. Very briefly, these consist of me meeting with another person who is native in either French or Spanish or English, and basically we would go through classical literature in that language, where in that case I would be the reader of those languages, and my partners would read in Italian the next time. This didn't start as a grand project. This just came around from a personal interest. As I said from the previous video, I've always been somehow interested in literature, but they turn out to be a good illustration for the Academy's idea. Texts that can be intricate or complex to decipher, when they are shared and when they become relational and lived, it becomes much easier to learn. So this also helps in learning the language, because in that case, it's not only studied, but in this way, the language becomes shared through stories and culture and perspectives and anecdota. So, one final line. Laurencio's Academy comes to existence to bring back science and knowledge back into conversation in a way that can be critical, engaging, but human and alive. I wish I can break away from the idea that knowledge must be boring, must be exclusive, must be rigid, or confined just between the university walls. So this, again, will be the last introductory video. If you haven't yet, just follow my account or subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the comments of this video or in the future videos I will make. I will start from a topic in genetics that I find quite interesting, so I hope I will see you there. Goodbye.